Welcome back to Larry Skynt's Night Circus. We've decided to come to the coast to look for people of note in the artistic world. Oh, I think we may have found someone wonderful just right here. The beautiful Eabha Rose.
Hi, how are you?
Great. Pleasure to see you again.
Lovely to see you, Larry.
I see you were looking out at the sea. Did anything interesting come into mind from looking at that beautiful coast?
It is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's such a gorgeous evening, so I'm just trying to grab a bit of sunlight while I still can.
Right. Now you've been into the words. You said it yourself. You call it the word.
Yes.
From a very early stage in your life.
I have. I can never not remember loving words and language. I grew up in a farm in the country in the southeast of Ireland.
Waterford.
Yes,
and the beautiful Waterford.
It is it was beautiful. I mean, I was very fortunate to grow up in a really beautiful part of the world. And because I grew up in the country and on a farm, I didn't have a lot of kind of friends living nearby.
Yeah.
So I think I dedicated a lot of my days as a child to kind of writing and being able to
creative.
Play with words.
Yeah.
And luckily, I suppose my parents helped to nurture that. My dad writes and my mum paints, and I suppose that led on to an interest then in school as well. And
you were fortunate enough to meet someone that was of influence to you in a positive fashion in school, and Miss Tarbert, I believe.
Oh, my English teacher. Yeah, she was wonderful.
She helped you in many ways.
She did. She was very encouraging, and she always gave wonderful feedback. And she used to encourage us to write short stories and little plays that we perform in class. And I remember the first play I ever wrote, a short little piece called from Alice in Wonderland, kind of developed from that whole story. And as a class we got to perform it, and it was just wonderful to see my words coming to light. Yes.
Miss Tarbert helped catch the bug. She must have
wonderful.
recognised some talent though also, because later on after school you ended up in Manhattan, the Big Smoke, the ultimate Big Smoke. How did that help you?
Yeah. Well, she definitely, I think she nurtured it. She knew I loved words, and she nurtured that. And it's lovely when somebody helps you to nurture that. And I suppose she was the influence behind me going to New York to study English literature and French and there. And kind of, moving from the countryside, from a farm in Ireland to Manhattan, it was a bit of a shell shock.
Outrageous.
Outrageous, yeah, into the heart of like Greenwich Village.
Yeah.
But it was wonderful, and the poetry scene was kind of big there. There were lots of open mic readings and things like that. And down in the West Village on St. Mark's Place, the Sinead Cafe on Shaw, they had all their little evenings whereby people came along and read. And because I was so young then, 17 or 18, I didn't really have the confidence to do it back then.
But you were inspired by what people were doing around you, obviously.
I loved it, yeah.
Well, you said Jeff Buckley was there for a while.
Yeah, I remember Jeff Buckley. He was kind of in New York and St. Mark's Place in the 90s, and he performing there in Sinead Cafe. So it was lovely to have that contact with him and with other performers who were doing their own thing and trying to carve a name. And obviously, poor Jeff Buckley's name, I suppose he became more famous after he passed
unfortunately,
away. Yeah.
So then life took over and you took a break for a while from your dream. But now, in the last 3 years, you've got back to a great place for yourself. And what's been the highlights? You took a year out, you were saying.
I did. I got back to writing a couple of years ago. I've always loved it and always started to dip in and out of it. It never kind of left me. But I dedicated my life to doing other things with family and actually going back to the farm and working with horses and that kind of thing. So a couple of years ago, I started a blog. It began as a kind of a blog about horses and horse riding, and it started to move then in a different direction as I began to write more about my own kind of personal experiences, and it became more poetry based and that kind of thing, and more philosophy based.
Words Undone.
Yes, yeah. Became more wordy, and it was called Words Undone.
Yeah.
It's still there, and through Words Undone, I got braver and I started posting pieces I'd write. And began to communicate with other writers and other bloggers.
So you were networking. You'd used the 21st century technology to network.
Yeah, I started to use it, and through Words Undone, then I met really interesting people. One of Trine K2, for instance, he's a composer based in Holland.
And you're doing some very interesting, exciting with him.
Oh, it's been wonderful. Trine and I just connected. I suppose we see the world through a very similar lens. And he has been putting some of my spoken word to music. and that's been quite an
brilliant.
interesting experience. And we titled the project Art Undone, so it's ongoing.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And also, you're planning on going back to do more performing of your work.
That's my goal, to do more of that.
Monday Echo.
Monday Echo for sure. Yes.
Yeah, that's where people can see in Dublin, which is in the International.
Yes, it is every Monday evening.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
And you've also published. You've been published by.
I've been really lucky. I suppose the more dedicated I've become to really carving, or I suppose carving a name for myself, the more fortunate I've been. I've had a piece published there last year in Decanto Poetry Journal, a piece I can share with you later if you like.
Oh, we look forward to that.
Titled Reverie, and then 2 pieces published this year. The first a piece of flash fiction, a Gumbo Press publication called The Elephant is Contagious, and then I'm having 2 cut-up poems published later this year in a cut-up anthology.
Right.
Winner's Press.
Brilliant.
And this is a piece from a soliloquy by John Joyce, and this is Nora speaking. I remember the day we first met in the park, and he says, "Once the eyes of Joyce have set their sights, there's no escape." Sure didn't want to escape. And besides, I was more of an accomplice to his advances than he thinks. I mean, who's seducing who? Men always think they can steal a woman's heart, but in reality, she has to let them. When they get a bright idea, they get all excited, not realising we put it into their heads in the first place. Oh, I wanted him, that's for sure. I could see his eyes now undressing me as I lean forward, my bodice loosely tied, exposing the pale cream of my breasts, and his breath caressing my bosom like the cool summer air. I let him down on our first date, just to be sure of his undivided attention. Je t'aime, Mr. James Joyce. Welcome to my boudoir. Paris will be a far cry from this flea-bitten garret, stuck up in the roof of Dublin, but not even a view of the chimney tops. It's so cold and damp here. You might as well be stuck in the Sally Bath on a frosty morning, or the cemetery with little more than a gravestone for a pillow. And the rain's so loud here, you think the whole ocean was being dropped on you from the high heavens, like the great deluge. And this is called Remade. That slice of light between bolt and flame, that shining star-stretched slip to freedom, a cut bright road glimpsed. She speaks with darker eyes, each flushed whisper maps her silver night. And under earth and bough her wedding fanfare wild steals inside cradled embers, domed and tethered by stolen rights. Oh, midnight mother, a weary armour this door to a chamber once forgotten and almost dreamed. This singing breeze drums gently, its broken boughs slipping, dipping under feathered arches. And wintry that sky that sits unshapely in deep green water, splashing images of earth, broken, remade. The heavy hunger is her gold, and wrong the things that rose uncomely on the steps of the deep. And this is called Silk. My head shrouded in shadowed silk, obscuring my hair beneath. Sacred, this creature, this glass filled with an imminent brimming light, carving gold, weaving between words. Eyes rest upon the fingers, my words his lips, tastings, blessings, unveilings. Now slip into the beatific entwined, unveiled in his eyes, his motion, dressed in our scent. each touch a hammer. Perceptions come undone in these prayers of sweat. Crystalline these scenes caught in each of the temples passed through, the moment within. This is the moment becoming becomes unveiled. Now here in this momentum, where monochrome bleached eyelids retract upon the menstrual blue obituaries of our past commemorations, forgetting where the stealing hand had pressed upon rites of consciousness, fastidious, longer, lighter, stronger, and the fingernail attached to the callus conforming to the word contorting to the moan, to the scream, to the moment of which the momentum spoke, when once awoken upon this live mattress of her eros crux. This is called reverie. Death was creeping up slowly. It was pushing its way up through springtime buds, dancing with the cherry blossoms, resting amongst the lavender and sage. I watched it kneel over autumn's coverlet, heard it hum as we ran in circles through the wide open fields of childhood, of hours of reverie as we searched for freedom. I heard it sing as I gasped beneath your touch. Traitor's Gate. It is almost like a prayer to pine for what has never been, and yet to kneel and praise on white marble steps, smooth as burning skin.
This is Larry Skynt's Night Circus, leaving the city of Dublin, coming out to the sticks, County Dublin, out in the noggin, looking for more rock and roll stars. I think we may be in luck. I see some guys over here, likely lads. It's Dicko.
How's it going?
And the lads from Juice. It's been a while. Could you intro the rest of the band with Juice?
Yeah, right here we got Nisha, this is our bass player. And sitting here we got Murph, and at the end there we got Stewie, who's the drummer.
Right. The last time I was talking to you, you were entering the Guinness competition, and you did very well in that. What happened with that?
Well, yeah, we got to the regional finals. We got down to the last 100 now, we were delighted, and then we ended up getting to the regional finals it was the Play in the Day competition. And sadly we lost out now, but I think we were graceful in defeat. And
you got a lot of people giving. You got more attention, more people knowing the Juice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it generated a little bit more attention for us, and obviously our Facebook page kind of got hopped off for a while afterwards. And
brilliant.
Yeah, it was happy days.
And you've released a single that got to #1 in the iTunes rock charts.
That's right.
In the last year as well, Elephantine.
Elephantine is the name of the song. Yeah, it got to #1 in the iTunes rock chart. That's right. Yeah. It's a song from our album. We released an album in early March. Called Up, Down, Left, Right, A-B Start.
Here we go. There's the album, which is available to buy at your gigs, which you're doing regularly now, but in your own area, which is the Noggin. You're gigging at the moment.
That's it. Yeah, we're starting to gig around a little bit more. We're starting to branch out a little bit more out towards town. But yeah, at the moment we're kind of just gigging locally, and we're kind of trying to build up more of a fan base around here before we kind of try and progress any further.
Well, you've got a big gig coming up potentially in November. You were saying you're supporting a man from Dublin City.
We do, yeah. It's Damien Dempsey actually in November. That's coming up. We're supporting him, and there's another couple of gigs.
Where's that going to be?
That's in the Noggin.
Right.
That's in the Noggin, and there's another couple of gigs coming up as well. What's the name of the band? That's Star Sailor. Yeah. So I think they're from Manchester. So there's a chance we could be supporting them as well in the near future. So we're delighted.
Will that be in the Noggin as well, or in different venues?
I'm actually not sure where it is now, but
Well,
yeah, we're waiting to hear.
People can be updated on your Facebook
Absolutely,
page.
yeah, everything's updated on the.
And
on
you
the
have
Facebook.
you have your own web page as well.
Our own website is www.thejuice.ie as well,
Right,
so
great.
they can check that for updates and stuff as well.
So we get into a bit into depth with the Juice. You released 2 other albums, and it was a totally different setup. And now Nisha's joined in the last year, so you've gone total electric, apart from yourself playing the acoustic guitar.
Yeah,
but you've
that's
gone
right.
more rocky. What's been the progression for the Juice since I saw you last?
Yeah, well, the first album was kind of just acoustic based. We started off playing just myself and Neil at the beginning, just 2 acoustic guitars and just writing kind of little acoustic songs.
Yeah.
After a while, Stewie got on board with us, and he came to record our first album with us. And for a few years there, we played just 2 acoustic guitars and drums. We were playing loads of gigs actually a few years ago, and like I say, about a year ago, then Nisha joined, and we kind of made the choice to kind of step it up a little bit for the new
And
album.
you've independently produced as well.
Yeah, we actually built our own studio now a couple of years ago, and we basically just any kind of small bits that we were earning, we kind of just threw it back into the band and just tried to have a place that we could go to just to, I don't know, just record ideas and stuff like that. But then we decided that we'd do the full album there ourselves. We got a decent enough sound, and we were really happy with it. So yeah, we decided just to step it up and just go electric and try and up our game a little bit. I suppose it's just a natural progression from where we started, you know.
Right, and you've worked on some new material over the last little while as well, and you're going to give us an exclusive today on Larry Skynt's Night Circus.
That's right, yeah,
Thanks
that's right.
very much, the Juice.
Yeah, Last Orders is it's a new song, and we're hoping to record it in the near future. And we've got a few new songs coming up that we're working on. We're still kind of ironing out a few creases in some of them, but the one we're going to play for you tonight, it's an exclusive Last Order. So
Right, great. And you're going to look maybe to do a little bit of a tour.
That's right. There's talk of us doing a tour at the end of October. We're talking about doing dates in Sligo and Galway and kind of
Get out and
up that
about.
way. Yeah, get out and about, because we have been kind of. Although we've gigged over in London, we've gigged in France, we've done a couple of gigs kind of scattered around, but it's time to kind of branch out more than Dublin in Ireland.
Well, especially since you have a product now that you're pushing out.
Well, that's it, absolutely, yeah. So we're trying
this album.
we're trying to push it, yeah. We're just trying to get our name out there as much as possible, you know. So
Right,
yeah.
okay. So what tracks are you going to play for us today?
We're going to play one track off the album called Breakaway.
Right, the
which
last
is
one.
the last song of the album. It's kind of a more up-tempo kind of song. The second track we're going to play is a song called Get It Into You.
That's
which
also a new one.
It's
Well, not a new one.
Yeah.
It's one that you're coming back to.
Well, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we wrote the song a number of years ago, and it's kind of just, I suppose, the electric and the bass kind of just breathed kind of new life into it, and it kind of sounds better now than it ever has. So we're starting to play that a lot more at gigs and stuff like that.
Right.
And then the last one we're going to play is, of course, the new one, Last Orders as well.
Great.
Yeah. So
Cheers, Dick, and the lads from Juice
No
for
worries,
coming
Larry.
out to Larry Skynt's Night Circus.
Nice,
Looking
Larry.
forward to your performance.
Pleasure.
Nice one.
thanks a mil.
This is Larry Skynt's Night Circus and the Juice.
Okay, this is a song called Breakaway. Here we go.
Searching for the answer, looking for that groove in me, looking for the remedy. There's one thing we know, nothing is what it seems in dreams. We're so far from reality, reality, reality. We're searching for the answer, looking for that groove in me, looking for the remedy. I'm questioning my fate, I do it every day, and I need to find a brighter way. We have to keep on moving. We have ordinary, no. Break away to some effect. Give it all, nothing less. Even imitate our best, but still we fall so very low. We'll be tested over time. Bear the cross across the line. We all have the time to shine. We know we're gonna find a way. We have to keep on moving. We have to keep on moving. We have to keep on moving. Na na na, na na na, na na na, na na na, na na na.
Okay, next song we're going to play is a song called Get It Into You. Here we go.
Well, I was sitting at the bus stop chilling, listening to my MP3, waiting on number 7 at the top of Sarsfield Street. Some buster on the corner turned around, he started laughing at me, started laughing at me. It must have been the way I popped my head, the way I tapped my feet. I'm sorry, 'cause I got that music in me. You saw me, I got the music in my feet, and all I wanna do is dance. Hey, all I wanna do is dance. That's all I wanna do is dance. Hey, all I wanna do is dance. Another time I'm walking home from work, I started singing my head off. I didn't care, so I heard me sing, 'cause music's what I am made of. Listening to the words of Kelly Jones, describing something that he saw, something that he saw. Getting the funny looks off the random punters as they looked at me in shock. I'm sorry, 'cause I got that music in me. You saw me, I got the music in my feet, feet, feet. Come on. And all I wanna do is dance. That's all I wanna do is dance. Hey, all I wanna do is dance. Come on. Hey, pumpkin, don't you stop funkin'. Bandito, let's make a scene, oh. 'Cause all I wanna do is dance with you. Hey, pumpkin, don't you stop funkin'. Bandito, let's make a scene, oh. 'Cause all I wanna do is dance, dance, hey.
Okay, this is the last song we're going to play for this. This is an exclusive for Larry and all the team at the Night Circus. This is a brand new song I've been working on over the last few weeks, and hopefully going to get to record it in the next few weeks. So this is a song called Last Orders, and we hope you like it. Check it out.
Side of 3. This is not for me. This is not for me. I try to escape to some degree, but there's a history. There's a history. I was taken by you from the very start. Now the lights have gone out, and we're in the darkness. There's a loneliness inside that you confess to all the sins you had to hide inside of your head, till the only sound that's left is in your chest. You confess to all the sins you had to hide inside of your head, until the only sound that's left beats in your chest.
This is Larry Skynt's Night Circus on a wander through the Dublin Mountains because we believe there's someone looking for some inspiration. The man himself, it's Mixmaster Supremo Carl Sheldrick.
Larry Skynt, man. What are you doing here, man?
AKA Warlok.
Good to see you, man.
Look, you've come up to admire the view, so let's give the Night Circus viewers something to look at.
What a great place to be.
Is it giving you any inspiration, Carl?
It is. More bass.
More bass. Right, we'll start from the beginning. You've been doing this for quite some time. I'm not saying you're an elder lemon because you're very young at heart and you're not that old really either. No. But you've been doing this since back in the day when old school was new school.
Yeah.
How long? When did it all start?
Well, there was always old school, depending on what time
Yeah,
you come
but
into
that's
it.
true. But
But no, I went to a rave in '91, and basically I've been missing in action ever since.
right, and you've been into all sorts of kinds of music. You've played everything.
Yeah, well, I'm a music collector, so I listen to anything, and anything I like, I usually buy.
And what's the theme for you now at the moment?
Well, at the moment I'm doing a dubstep reggae, and I do dark dubstep as well.
yeah,
Deep dubstep.
you have a mix uprooted.
Oh, I have a mix on SoundCloud at the moment, Uproot, and it's been followed now by its new mix, Rooted. And it's more of a reggae, ska, blue beat thing.
And you've just come back from Knockenstocken there in the last week and a half.
We had a great time at Knockenstocken, rocked the crowd at Knockenstocken.
How was the reception? Because I
very-
believe you bring the party with you.
I bring the party with me because I have my mobile studio with me, so we're able to make music, play music, and listen to music.
Will we go and have a look at this wonderful machine?
Come check out my mobile studio, stroke camper van, stroke party bus,
Right.
stroke the world's smallest cinema as well.
Okay, let's have a look. Nice one, Carl.
Welcome to my humble home, Larry.
The Magic Books. This is Larry Skynt's Night Circus coming into Warlok's Magic Machine. Sit down there, Warlok, and tell us a bit more about yourself.
Welcome, Larry. What would you like to know?
Well, could you sit down and we'll get into right. Over the years now, as you said, you started back. You went to a rave in '91.
Yeah.
And then you went missing in action for the next God knows how long.
What year is it now?
I'm not too sure.
Right.
I'm trying to work that one out myself.
Yeah.
But what have you seen the changes have been in the DJ's life over the years, like with technology and everything? Has it been good? Has it been bad? What's your own opinion on it?
Well, you don't have to carry the decks anymore and the big box of records. That's an actual advantage when you get to my age.
Right.
You know, the production and the digital quality now that's out there is fantastic.
Right.
You know, so long as you've got a sound system that can portray it.
And what was the music that grabbed you the most? At the moment it's dubstep, we mentioned that, but what was the music over the years?
Over the years I used to love to play progressive trance.
Right.
And I played, in the early days I played a little bit of house music.
Right. And so, how have you seen that develop? Which is the one at the cutting edge now? Is it dubstep for you now, or
it's dubstep for me because of that's where the production is at. In the 4/4 beat, you're not getting to hear what's really going on, and in the dubstep beat, you're getting to hear the space. It's more about this. Music is more about the space in between the beat than the beat.
So you're saying it's lack of noise, the silence itself is the thing that carries you.
Yeah, it's just so you can hear it. It's not clouded.
And when you do your mix, you were saying to me when we were talking earlier, it's like a montage of it. It's like an hour slice of your life, like a video recording. So you just do it off the cuff?
Yeah, it's therapy for me. I'd work on it. It would be tracks that I'm feeling. I would use, and I might be feeling a certain thing when I hear that sound.
And you mix live?
Yeah, I mix live. Yeah.
So as we said before, SoundCloud for Rooted.
Yeah, I have 14 mixes up on SoundCloud. I also have a Mixcloud account.
Right.
That if you're listening to the tune, any tune on my mix, you can buy it.
Right.
From the guy who made it, from the producer.
Okay. Right.
Or their label, you know.
Right. Okay. And you're going to be doing something over in London fairly soon, hopefully.
Yeah, doing something on global warming and deforestation.
With an artist.
With an artist.
And this is the beauty of technology. He heard your music on SoundCloud and thought it was awesome, which I also do. I may shake your hand for
thanks,
that.
man.
Definitely, you're some man for one man.
Nice one.
So you could be over in London in the next month.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in a month or two. He's just getting it set up at the moment, and it's a 4-day event.
Right.
So I'm not sure of the ins and outs. I haven't been filled in on exactly, but as I send him like an email to say I'm in, I'll be there.
So you have the Magic Bus and will travel.
Oh yeah.
Okay, could you give us a little tour of this bus?
I'll give you a little tour of the bus. Here we have my projector, which I like to project my visuals up on when I'm mixing. I have my couch chill out area when friends come. The bus sleeps 2 people, but a party's 16. The 2 couches slide together to make a double bed.
And you have some vinyl hiding around the place as well.
I have. I had no room for my decks at the moment here, but we're thinking on how to incorporate the decks in here, whereas they don't become a hazard while you're asleep.
Right, okay. So, Now we're going to get to the point where you're going to do a mix for us.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little mix for you now.
Right. Thanks very much, Carl. It's a pleasure again seeing you again.
Not a bother, Larry.
we not take talker. Just like a ninja, we are a original Shaolin master. Just like we are original Kung Fu master. We no take talker. Just like a ninja, we are original Shaolin master.
No matter how much negativity they try to send. Protect me.
Again, Them face coulda wrinkle, them face coulda bend. Them can't stop we again. Different, no matter how much negativity them want. You move your body from side to side. Rain drops from my bones and touch the sky. Tell you where the me it when the sun don't shine. My selector jacket up and say one more time. The road may be rocky and the road may be rough. And up in the air for me say push your hands over. If we bend over but cheese them a gully cuts around. Them can't stop we again. My friend, them face coulda wrinkle, them face coulda bend again. Them can't hold we back again. No matter how much negativity them want, say that them can't. Them do that never can't stop we. Them won't. None of them can't hold we. Them can't stop we again. Them can't stop we again. My friend, them face coulda wrinkle, them face coulda bend again. Them hold we back again. No matter how much negativity them want to send. We stop the war, me say down the Ireland. How we make the peace in Afghanistan. How we make Bush shake Finland, man. How we make the whole nation run, man. Me say them can't hold we back again. Them can't stop me again. Can't control me. Tell them be cool with them negativity. World order we gonna pornography. I deal truths and rights and reality. Take it from the friend them that you love that. They them can't stop we again. My friend, them face coulda wrinkle, them face coulda bend. Them can't stop we again. My friend, no matter how much negativity them want to say, them can't stop we again. My friend, them face coulda wrinkle, them face coulda bend. Them can't hold me back again. No matter how much negativity.
You see see them, the people them a move careless. I tell them Papa culture me a flash fearless. When we come a dancer, I and I must rest. A Babylon is coming to eat 1 pound of flesh. Reap the rain forest till there's nothing left. But I tell them Papa culture man we have to confess. We have to give the truth, no more, no less. A Babylon is coming to eat 1 pound of flesh. Reap the rain forest till there's nothing left. But I tell them Papa culture man we have to confess. We have to give the truth, no more, no less.
Yes, we fight against evil. Don't we fight against evil?
The ethnic cleansing, that was wickedness. You see them, the people, them a move careless. I tell them Papa culture me a flash fearless. When they come a dancer, I and I must rest. The one culture said that was wickedness. The one culture said that was wickedness. The Hitler and the fanatics said that is wickedness. But that is wickedness. Babylon is coming to each 1 pound of flesh. Reap the rain forest till there's nothing left. But I tell them Papa culture man we have to confess. We have to give the truth, no more, no less. Tell them Papa culture man they might be a bubble. Wicked white don't come so I cannot trouble. Around the microphone when I and I must reply. We give thanks and praises to the Most High.
Right, that's it, so.
That was beautiful.
Dubstep to the fucking max.
That is beautiful.